During the 1971 Indo-Pakistan War, the Indian Army captured and occupied 4 villages along the line of control, and Turtuk was one of them. So today, we take you to a village that lost its country.
मेरा नाम मोहम्मद अली है। ये गांव जो है 71 से पहले पाकिस्तान की कब्जे में था। 71 में इंडिया पाक जो है लड़ाई हो गया, इंडिया ने अपने कब्जे में लिया 4 गांव। जो आगे वाला चुलूंगा, तुर्तुक, तक्षी, थम, वो अपने कब्जे में लिया। तब से हमें हिंदुस्तानी बन गया।
तो पहले आप पाकिस्तानी थे?
हाँ, जो हम पाकिस्तानी थे अभी हिंदुस्तानी बन गया। अभी 50 साल पूरा हो गया हमारा जो हिंदुस्तान में आके।
तुर्तुक का नाम है ना दुकतुक है, दुकतुक। बकवीट, पेनकेक और समीट, हाँ, जो एक चीज़ से बनते हैं, उसमें जो लोकल मीट होते हैं उसको मिक्स करके यही सिंपल।
Hey guys.
Hi, another beautiful morning. So as you all know, we are on our Ladakh road trip, and today we are driving from Hundair in Nubra Valley to the last village on the India-Pakistan border this side, which is Turtuk.
And what is more amazing is we are the only ones on the road.
We are driving down this narrow, winding but absolutely excellent mountain road. The views are straight out of a western movie. Formidable mountains on all sides and every shade of brown that one can envisage. The Shok River playing hide and seek along the route, and we are getting glimpses of its stunning blue waters every now and then.
While driving on this route, one has to be very careful because this road is very prone to falling rocks.
This 83 kilometers drive should take us about 2 hours, and while you enjoy the scenic route, let me tell you a little about this picturesque village we are heading to. So for all those who do not know, located at an altitude of 2900 meters, Turtuk is a small village in the Indian Union Territory of Ladakh, just 2.5 kilometers from the LOC or line of control between India and Pakistan. Turtuk is around 205 kilometers from Leh and offers absolutely magnificent views of the Shok Valley. The first view of Turtuk left us completely spellbound. It was an oasis of green surrounded by the browns of the barren Karakoram.
When you come to Turtuk, you have to park your car outside the village on the road there, and you have to take this bridge to the village up here.
The bridge at Turtuk. So here we are walking in the lanes of Turtuk. The green belt in Ladakh. You have to carry your own luggage here. And in case you're wondering what's in those heavy bags, it's all the recording equipment that we have to lug around. Some kind of beans. Walking past the elaborate houses and through narrow lanes, we reached our stay in Turtuk. we are staying at the Maha Guest House in Turtuk. Somebody recommended this place from Leh and we are so happy we chose to stay here. The entire experience has been at a different level and so enriching, with Rahman showing us around the village. Hidden away in the alleys of Turtuk is the Maha Guest House, a 3-storied building with clean rooms and really lovely views. जबरदस्त भूख लगी थी तो चेक इन करके हम निकल पड़े खाने की खोज में। Looking around, we saw the veg sizzler on every table, so we got one too.
You can definitely tell the tomato sauce is fresh.
After quickly demolishing that delicious homemade sizzler, we set off to explore Turtuk. Being home to the unique Balti population, Turtuk offers a variety of places that tourists can visit. The natural coal storage, the historic polo ground, the 16th century mosque, and there's also a monastery and the Balti Heritage House and Museum where we are headed to right now.
Buckwheat fields.
यहाँ पे काफ़ी ज़्यादा बकवीट ग्रो करते हैं। कुछ दिनों में इसको हार्वेस्ट करेंगे। आज बकवीट ब्रेड हमारे गेस्ट हाउस ओनर हमको टेस्ट करवाने वाले हैं।
The alleys of Turtuk with the cobblestone pathways make for an interesting walk inside the village. We are here at the Balti Heritage House and Museum. So we are going to go in and find out more about the Balti culture. So let's head in and see if there's somebody to help us out with that. आखिर हम पहुंच ही गए करीब 150 साल पुराने घर में, और यहाँ हमें मिले मोहम्मद अली, जिनकी जन्म तो हुई थी पाकिस्तान में पर अब बन गए थे हिंदुस्तानी। खाली देश का नाम बदला।
हाँ, देश का नाम बदला,
बाकी तो सब वैसे ही
वही है। बाकी बड़े बड़े अस्पताल बन गया, डॉक्टर रहते हैं, हर एक का हमें फैसिलिटी मिल।
कब से शुरू हुआ टूरिज्म यहाँ पे?
टूरिज्म शायद 2012 के बाद में खुल गया होगा। ये मकान हमारे दादा परदादों ने बनाया है।
कितना पुराना है?
100 से ऊपर होगा।
100 साल से ऊपर।
क्योंकि हमारे पूर्वज जो है यहाँ बहुत सालों से बसे हुए। पुराने जमाने में कोई स्कूल थे नहीं, लोग क्या गिनती करेगा। अभी यहाँ पे 12 तक है। 12 तक मिलती है। खेतों में अच्छे फसल आता है, सब्जी आता है।
तो यहाँ बर्फ पड़ती है?
बर्फ पड़ती कभी कभी ज्यादा गिरे तो 1 फुट
बस।
हाँ, यहाँ बर्फ भी कम और बारिश भी कम।
So we are now here with Wasim. ये वसीम का ancestral home है।
The house itself is around 140 years old. Big pots. These are estimated to be at least 300 years old.
Oh,
So these are what, rice cookers?
No, these were used for mostly cooking non-veg. These are made of special kind of stone which is only found in our mountains. Actually made in a village called Thawas, 50 kilometers from here, which is now in Pakistan.
And we can see the Chinese influence in all the pots.
It is said by some experts that horse polo must have originated in Baltistan. Some speculate that it must have been derived from the Balti word polo. Every village in Baltistan has a polo ground, and people have been playing this sport since centuries, and people still play. There are tournaments organized in each village. The tournaments usually begin on the 21st of March. This is a polo saddle. It was bought from Yarkand. It's a city in China right now. This is juniper wood. The lining on the edge is actually bone. And then we have some agricultural tools here. That fork was used for separating the husk from the hay.
So if this museum was opened in 2018, about 3 years back, in the last 100 years, who has taken care and kept all these things in such a good condition?
In our ancestral line, we have had single sons, so nothing got divided. So we have made a museum now.
It's very nice to be actually able to see all this still preserved, and a little bit of history is still here for us to come and see. Yes.
It's called Nittansa, which means sleeping room.
Okay.
So traditional attires in our region were mostly made of sheep wool. Okay. This is an overcoat. It was worn by all men during winters. This is made from the whole skin of a sheep. The oldest attire we have in this museum is this one. It's Chinese silk one actually, and it is estimated to be at least 200 years old, at least. Ketu is not visible from here because Ketu is really far from here. The tourists are being fooled.
Even at this elevation, summers can be pretty hot, and villagers build natural stone cooling storage systems known as nangchang for storing butter, meat and other perishables during the warmer months. These natural refrigerators are basically stone bunkers with gaps that allow cold air to pass through. This helps maintain the temperature within the storage at a lower level.
It remains colder inside during summers. During winters, it will be felt a little warmer in this region. The woolen garments in our museum, they are still in a pretty good condition because they had been kept in these bunkers.
This open space that you see behind us is the Heritage Polo Ground in Turtuk. And now there's a bigger and a newer polo ground which has been built towards the lower side. So we have basically just exited the village and we are walking towards the monastery. 10 to 15 minutes walk. We thought Turtuk is like a really remote area, but we were amazed with the amount of tourists steaming this place. Most of them were just day visitors. So now, a little towards the evening, the tourist crowd has disappeared and we are so relieved to be finally walking around in Turtuk without sighting more humans. Wild berries along the way.
Whoa.
This place gives you a 360 degrees unrestrained view of Turtuk. As we stared in amazement at the beauty of this incredible valley in front of us, the sound of Buddhist chanting reached our ears and we made our way inside one of the simplest monasteries we've ever seen.
मेरा नाम श्री यूडोल है मैं लियोन टू स्टॉक
तो यहाँ जैसे कि ज्यादातर मुस्लिम पॉपुलेशन है तुर्तुक में,
हाँ।
तो यहाँ पे मोनेस्ट्री कैसा है?
मोनास्ट्री तो अभी 1974 में आर्मी वाला ने बनाया। उसके बाद 2002-2003 से मैं देखभाल कर रहा हूँ। सब भी जो गाइड करता है ना, उन लोग तो बोलता है ये केटू है,
ये वाला
ये तो गलत है।
हाँ।
ये केटू कहाँ होगा ले?
बिकॉज मैप पे भी काफी लंबा दिखता है यहाँ से। ये तो काफी पास में है।
पास में ना, हाँ। ओम दारे दु रे जोम दारे दु रे जोम दारे दु रे जोम दारे दु रे सो हा ओम दारे।
This is like the perfect bird's eye view of an entire valley. Most of the houses here have such elaborate gardens. As the sun set and evening fell, the sound of the azan filled the air and the entire village packed up for the day.
So we are at the Maha Guest House in Turtuk, and with us is Rehman ji, and they have put together and served like a very nice Balti meal for us. तो बताइए प्लीज क्या खिला रहे हैं आप?
ये वाला है बकव्हीट पेनकेक और समीक।
तो ये याक चीज है।
ये वाला है बले।
Ballet turned out to be a delicious thick soup with large buckwheat noodles.
ये स्पाइसी है ना थोड़ा?
ये वाला है पेनकेक एंड वॉलनट का पेस्ट और
वॉलनट पेस्ट डाला हुआ है।
Kisir, which is a buckwheat bread, is served with muscat and apricot and walnut paste, a staple in Balti cuisine.
Yak cheese has like a very specific taste, na? Okay, this is so good. I haven't been able to stop eating. The next morning, Rehman took us for a walk around the village.
The villagers in Turtuk indulge in a lot of agricultural activities. Apart from apricot and walnut, the main crops grown are barley and buckwheat, which grow in abundance in these altitudes.
जमीन काफी फर्टाइल है ना यहाँ पे।
रहमान के साथ गांव घूमने के बाद हम पहुंचे लोकल प्रोडक्ट्स खरीदने। Turtuk is well known for its variety of fruits, especially apricots. First we tried some apricot juice, very distinct taste of apricot and really refreshing. And what we liked and we are picking up is some walnut here, and this is the apricot badam and multani mitti, rich in the mountain minerals, and that's our shopping from Turtuk. So with this we sign off from Turtuk. Hope you guys really enjoyed this vlog as much as we enjoyed shooting this.
Before you go, please like, share and comment.
And don't forget to subscribe अभी तक आपने अगर नहीं किया हो. So from this green oasis from the border of India, we bid you farewell till we see you again. All of you out there, take care, stay safe and bye bye.